What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to Xdefiant, I feel like a lot of people have lost hope within this game. I put up multiple different polls, and every single one of them, people say that they don't care about the game anymore. You post videos, you post content about the game, and, obviously, people still are interacting with it. People want to view it, but I see in the comment section, it's a lot more toxic than positive, compared to what it was back in the day. And rightfully so, the game has been pushed back multiple times, a ton. But for good reasons. But again, a lot of people believe they missed their window. But Mark Rubin just put out another update post here. And honestly, it further confirms why I think that Xdefiant will still be good competition for COD. I never really lost hope in this game, even though everybody continuously thinks it's not going to really pop off. But, I still see a lot of potential, and I could see it being mixed in with Call of Duty as well, playing both games and enjoying both experiences. But honestly, this one thing alone is probably going to help Xdefiant stand out a ton and still be massive competition for Call of Duty in general. Well, ladies and gentlemen, just very quickly, if you do enjoy what you hear today and want to hear some more content revolving around Xdefiant or Call of Duty, by all means, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And last but not least, we do host open lobbies in Call of Duty. And of course, when Xdefiant drops, we host open lobbies in this game as well. If you guys want to go ahead and participate in that, like I said, hop into the stream. We stream over on Kick pretty much daily. You can find a link to that channel down in the description of this video. All right, with that being said, let's get back into what Mark Rubin told the overall community here. And very quickly as well, I do want to apologize. This gameplay is pretty dang old. Again, the game has not had any betas recently, so I haven't been able to get any fresh gameplay. The majority of all my clips are gone, so I'm really scrapping and trying to find stuff for this video. I didn't want to use any more Modern Warfare 3 gameplay for, an Xdefiant video, so do excuse me, but when this game does drop, we are going to be on the grind to make sure everything is fresh and good. But as I was saying, Mark Rubin went ahead and put out a post giving us a little bit of an update. This first part is just to fill you guys in on the progress of the game. But the second topic of this video is going to really showcase why I personally believe this game is still going to be huge competition for Call of Duty. But as you can see right here, it's just a little, New Year's post by Mark Rubin saying, Happy New Year's, everyone. Hope everyone had a good holiday. The team is getting back into the office this week, and we are ready for a great year. We'll have some more specific news in the next couple of weeks as we get ready for launch. But the quick update on our progress is 1. We have addressed the weird issues that were affecting netcode. See previous update for more info. And we will continue to improve and test our netcode before and after launch. And 2, we've implemented the new party system and are now just putting it through rigorous testing and bug fixing as we get ready for launch. I also want to give a shout out to those team members who worked through the holidays. Much of our team is working on future content, but many of those that are working on getting the game ready to ship did put in some hours over the holidays, and I want to recognize their dedication. We try very hard to not be a crunch studio as we care about our people and their families. The whole team is very dedicated to Xdefiant, and we are super excited to launch this game. First and foremost, this is fantastic news on the progress of this overall title here. To hear that pretty much all the things that were holding them back from launching the game have been pretty much resolved is just, again, amazing. There were legitimate reasons for this game being pushed back, Lisa. I know everybody thinks it's just timing and Call of Duty, but in reality, there were things they did not want to launch this game with. They wanted to make sure it was polished off, and they wanted to make sure it launched in a perfect state. And even though that's probably still going to be rough, and it'll probably still launch with some problems, the dedication that they're showcasing is just amazing in my opinion. And also to hear that developers chose to, spend time on the game during the holidays is also, proof of pure dedication. And again, everybody is, allowed to have their holiday breaks. I never really want to give any crap when it comes to the development teams while they're away because, everybody deserves to go ahead and be with their family and friends when it comes to the holiday seasons. But, besides that point, it's still amazing to hear that people, put time aside to make sure this game could be perfected and ready to go ahead and be launched. Mark Rubin also did say that there is going to be some more news in the upcoming weeks as well before they go ahead and launch the game, so do keep your ears peeled for any new information that goes ahead and drops for this game, and you best believe on this channel I'm going to be posting pretty much everything leading up to the launch of this game. But overall, this is fantastic news. But the second thing that Mark Rubin posted is really the reasoning why I think that this game is still going to stand out a ton, especially with how Call of Duty is still just kind of slacking and lacking in this category, and that is the skill-based matchmaking. As you can see right here, Mark Rubin was responding to a post, once again, something that I really do admire this man for. He is always in the toxic Twitter comments, just interacting and keeping people updated about the game. And that's rough to do. When you go ahead and interact with comments, it puts a massive target on you, and I understand, and, it's rough to do, but he just doesn't care. It's phenomenal. He just really pushes through the trenches to make sure that the community understands and hears what's going on with the game. But again, he was responding to someone talking about matchmaking, and Mark Rubin said, "No skill-based matchmaking in normal playlists. We'll have a welcome playlist for players under level 25 that will have skill-based matchmaking, but all of the other playlists won't have skill-based matchmaking. And also, ranked will have ranked-based matchmaking." But this right here is phenomenal. Basically, it's going to be boot camp from World at War. You hop in, and for the first, 20, 25 levels, you're going to be versing, I guess, people of your similar skill, noobs, people hopping into the game very early on. And that playlist will have skill-based matchmaking. This is genius. This is genius because you want matchmaking in that playlist. You want to make sure that the welcome playlist has fine-tuned matches because you don't want anybody, who's absurdly good at the game going into a welcome playlist and stomping out everybody who's brand new. So 1010% skill-based matchmaking should be in that playlist. This is exactly how it should be handled. And again, I don't understand why Call of Duty can't get this together, But then, you go over to the normal playlist and there's no skill-based matchmaking. You're going to be thrown into the mix. Sometimes you'll get some sweaty games, sometimes you'll get some casual games. It will just be a mix of variety of gameplay, what we enjoyed about Call of Duty back in its prime, the variety in matches, not the same thing every single experience. And once again, that's how it should be. Skill-based matchmaking in a welcome playlist to make sure it's only welcome players, and no skill-based matchmaking in the normal playlist to make sure that it's not a hyper-sweaty environment when it comes to casual play, especially since this game is going to have a camo grind as well. I guarantee the camo grind is going to be a lot more enjoyable in this when you don't have to worry about people sweating with the meta loadouts every single game that you enter. Now, I do want to say this, though. I do want to say this. Even though there's no skill-based matchmaking, I don't think that's going to make the game casual and enjoyable still. I enjoy the game personally, but when I tell you in the beta it was sweaty, it was sweaty. I truthfully don't think that removing skill-based matchmaking is going to do too much about the opponents that you're versing. I think that naturally across the board, people have just gotten better at games. But again, I don't really mind about people, getting better across the board. I just mind that, people only use the same meta sweat, loadouts. And the matchmaking in COD always manipulates the solo player. It puts you with the worst of the worst players, and then it stacks you against 5-6 stacks. As long as, the matches are randomly generated, especially for solo players, it's all about ping, connection is king, I think it'll be honestly phenomenal. I don't mind having to sweat out a bit. I don't mind that's going to be a stupid amount of competition. I just care about the ping and the variety of matches. But I did want to state that because I feel like a lot of people are associating no skill-based matchmaking with ridiculously, casual matches. If that's what you're expecting out of this, I'm sorry to say that's not what your outcome is going to be, and it's going to leave you extraordinarily disappointed. So I don't want people to look at this and say, oh yes, no skill-based matchmaking, this means that this game is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I want you to look at this with a realistic mindset that just gaming in general has increased tenfold. The amount of people who play games nowadays is insane, and the amount of people who care about games is insane as well. You'd be shocked. A lot of people want to stomp out, especially when it comes to these FPS titles. So even with the matchmaking removed, it's going to still be a tad bit sweaty. But overall, just the fact that the developers are open to saying that there is no skill-based matchmaking, that alone will be massive competition for Call of Duty. Call of Duty, yeah, it's still going to be able to, hold its own. I'm not saying Xdefiant's going to destroy Call of Duty in any way, shape, or form, but this is going to be a huge comp because, a lot of the people are sick and tired of skill-based matchmaking. And yeah, I've been respecting Sledgehammer Games this year because they've been doing a pretty good job. Again, I put out a couple of videos talking about the negatives that I want to see fixed because, they've been on, obviously, winter break, and I want to see some huge updates to make sure that they still care about the community and they're not just going to ignore us. I'm a little worried about that because that's usually how the Call of Duty development cycle goes. They're all active in the beta, sometimes in the early phase of the game, and then after the holiday break, they're just vanished into thin air. And, the game just basically goes into the crapper. So I'm still going to stay a little bit more observant with that. But I do respect them in their own way because they've done a lot for the community. They really have. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much they do, people are still annoyed with the game because of the matchmaking. It doesn't matter what any team does, even the next game for Treyarch. You really think Treyarch's game is going to be loved by the community as long as the matchmaking is the same? It's going to be a fun game, more than likely, because, Treyarch, even with Black Ops Cold War, I feel like they're more traditional to the fast-paced arcadey style that a lot of people crave out of COD compared to Infinity War nowadays. And, people are going to enjoy that, but the matchmaking, we don't have the classic matchmaking that we all knew back in the day. After Black Ops 4, it all went downhill. So even with Treyarch working their magic, I still believe a lot of people are not going to be happy with the outcome. But ladies and gentlemen, do me a massive favor, go down in the comment section and let me know how you feel about this overall topic. And do you think Xdefiant will still be good competition for COD? Again, I know they missed their window, and I know that, people are getting impatient and they're tired of waiting for this game. But realistically, how many other arcade shooters are there really out there? You know what I'm saying? Not many. A lot of indie-developed ones. But even, I would say the Finals is good competition, but still, even the Finals has its own twist, and honestly is a lot more of a competitive style game in my personal opinion. I'm talking about just casual arcade fun, running around, running and gunning, not giving a crap, just, hopping on because you want to, get some frags. That's it. Not many, right? I think that this is good competition. It's free to play and no skill-based matchmaking. But of course, I'm going to leave that up to you guys down in the comment section. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And if you guys do want to go ahead and catch my live streams, we are live pretty much daily over on Kick. You can find a link to that down in the description of this video, and that usually goes live around 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. But as always, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you all next one. Peace out.